Hey everyone, I have acquired a new vehicle that we are calling the Unicorn, and as promised, I would give you a tour as soon as I could. Now, filming outside in Florida is a little bit tricky between wind and rain and sun, and so today is really the first time that the sun has been out and it's not so windy that I could actually get some audio. So I'm going to turn it around, give you a tour of the car, and show you why I ended up with the Lexus RC 350 F Sport. When I first started car shopping, this car wasn't even on my radar. I happened upon it at one of the dealerships, secondhand, not this one specifically, but I drove it and fell in love with it. So then I decided it was too easy, that it was the second car that I test drove, and I wanted to buy it. So I went and I test drove like a gajillion other cars that are comparable, some convertibles, some SUVs, because everybody told me I needed an SUV because I have a dog, which I totally 100% disagree with, obviously. Anyway, so drove a lot of cars and decided this was still the car that I wanted. And then I had to find the right dealership to sell me a car, because when I went to the Lexus dealership, they wouldn't even sell me the car. They wouldn't even let me drive it because I had a dog, and the sales guy was convinced that I needed an SUV and not a two-door car. So Lexus failed. Anyway, off I went, and I actually test drove this model of car at several different dealerships, trying to decide who I wanted to do business with. I finally ended up at Sheehan Buick down in Deerfield Beach. Now, I found this exact car slightly used, so it had 10,000 miles on it at their dealership. Someone had brought it in as a trade-in. Kelly Shirley, their used car manager, was amazing. It's almost so simple to buy a car that I keep going, what else do you need? What else do you need? And they're like, nothing, you're good, just take the car. That's how easy it was to buy this car from them. Meanwhile, from the other dealerships, they were phoning me, they were harassing me. So super happy with my choice on how I bought the car and how easy it was once I decided to move forward. But getting to that point was a painful process, and I almost vlogged it, but I didn't want like 100 car dealerships angry at me for telling them how crappy their salespeople were. Let's check out the inside now that we're back in the AC. Since my first pick of car would have been pink, and it doesn't come factory finished that way, I had to opt for the white. But I found this one with a fun red, dark maroon colored type interior. This finish, and I'll try and get some video on the light, actually illuminates at night. It's kind of sexy. So here's the tour of the inside of the car. The seats are all red. Bella's got her little space in the back where she hangs out. I do have a seat hammock on it. I know that people are always like, oh, what about the seats? I do have a back seat hammock that keeps the seats protected. We're gonna sit inside here. We've got a push button start. For those of you boys wanting to know the specs on it, it is a V6 with 306 horsepower. It has paddle shifters, which are super fun, you know, for driving the speed limit. And then it also has, here you have the option to go into automatic, or you can go into manual as well. It has heated and cooled seats. Bella, when we go on long trips, I make this into like a whole bed for her right across, and I put the seat cooling on, and she loves it. So she gets a little more AC. She also has her own little AC vents in the back here that she quite loves. There's some Bella footprints on my car, but she's quite content in the back seat of this car. So it drives awesome. I really like this center console. It's super comfortable for an armrest. Everything kind of lays in the right place, and that's what makes me happy about this car. My only complaint is that there really isn't a lot of storage on the inside center console. So I have Bella's sunglasses and my sunglasses, and that's about all that fits in here. All right, we also have the options to go from snow to sport mode to economic mode and to normal, which is kind of fun. And it's the first car I've actually gone into sport mode and actually could feel the difference. There is an in-dash DVD player. If I owned DVDs, that would be great, but I don't. But what's cool about this is it actually has a mouse pad that you can navigate everything through. So you go home, there's a menu for it. I'm gonna show you how this all works. But what makes this super awesome, I'm gonna zoom in here so you guys can see where we're gonna go to the Lexus app suite. I don't even know half the things I can do with this car yet, but what I do know is that I can make a reservation on OpenTable. How awesome is that, right from my phone? And you guys know how much I love my social media. So that is the short and sweet tour of the Unicorn. It has glittery white paint, drives super fast, and the reason I'm calling it a Unicorn is because it's the car that never should have happened. There were so many sort of universal events that took place, including the super awesome salespeople and sales team at Sheehan Buick that managed to pull this together for me. There's so many things that this shouldn't have happened, and we managed to pull it together and make it all happen. So I'm calling it my Unicorn because it's the car that should have happened. I have it, it's awesome, and I love it. You want to go for a ride?